Welcome back. This book we're going to be talking about today has just been released. It's just come out. It's called Building Community in Kamloops, Social Justice in Action. And it has been written by a collaboration really between several authors in the Kamloops area. And we are joined by two of them today. We have sitting next to me Trish Archibald and on the end Tracy Hoots. You guys, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Defined by its very title, Social Justice in Action, Building Community. Who would like to sort of tell me a little bit about, what's the inspiration behind this?
So I guess the inspiration behind it is to record, to make sure we don't forget all the things that our community has done. Kamloops is a very active community, as you know, with all the different things you promote here on Midday. And we have done a lot of work around social justice in our community, and at some levels Kamloops is quite unique at how well the community has come together and collaboratively worked together on the homeless action plan, food security, and a number of other projects. And it's important that it doesn't get lost, the history and how it happened and the outcome of that. So with my social work background, you know, working with people in the charities and Interior Community Services, where Tracy is on the board, they do a lot of work to help people. But we have to actually also make sure that we change our laws and rules so that we hopefully don't have as many people falling into the holes and the problems and needing the assistance and help. We'll probably never get completely away from that, but if the more we can provide social housing and make sure everybody has access to a home and a place to live, a safe place, the less we'll have some of the problems that are out there.
Yes.
And so we want to really talk about all the work that's been done in our community and get that out into the community and have it recorded somewhere.
And I think that's valuable to have it recorded. As much as it is a look at the last, I don't know, maybe several years of what we've done as a community, does it also take a look at what we could be doing as well to make things even better?
No, we didn't really get into that.
Maybe that's the next book.
That could be the next book.
Some of the, in the chapter that I wrote in food security and co-authored with Rose Sonoff, who is a dietitian, Interior Health
and used to
Authority.
appear on my show.
Yeah,
she's always lovely.
Amazing.
I know.
She wrote a lot of what the interviews that she had with a number of community members. They gave their viewpoints on what they should see could happen in the future, which was unique, right? So,
so you're the president of the Board of Interior Community Services. So food,
very important.
Very important. Let's talk a little bit about where your chapter goes.
Okay, so the chapter is actually quite interesting because it looks at sort of where we were, where we are, and then from the interviews where we could be going.
Yes.
So it begins looking at agriculture and how agriculture has influenced food policy, food security.
Yes.
We also, I think what's really interesting in that chapter is we have little tiny snippets of boxes that will say, for example, when women started working. So that influenced how children were being fed. Or when McDonald's opened up, when fast food became an option. How did that change sort of food options? Looking at food policy from the city of Kamloops, the social plan, how that has influenced food. Looking at community gardens, community kitchens. So all those sort of influence of where we are now, and then looking at where we could be going.
Sure. Trish, your chapter.
Social housing. So as you know, we did the, Kamloops did the Kamloops Homelessness Action Plan with funding from the United Way, and it brought together Ask Wellness, Elizabeth Fry Society,
Interior Community
Services, and a number of other organizations and individuals and churches came together to try and look at how they can all work together to try and not only bring in more housing, but how we can change the laws. Like the city has to look at things like bylaws. And has to work with community associations so they're not into the NIMBY, you know, not in my backyard types of things, through to the provincial and federal housing policies, because of all of these influence not only the funding, but rules around, you know, who can build, how much has to be social housing, et cetera. So it's really quite interesting to look at the complexity of the issue. It's just not a matter of bricks and mortars, as Bob
Absolutely.
Hughes would say from
Yes.
Ask Wellness. It's
Yes.
more complicated than that.
We have a picture, if we could quickly put this up on the screen. Here we go.
Yes.
Of everyone that was involved in putting this book together. I commend you for this. This should almost be put in a time capsule somewhere, just so it's there on record, because we've done so much in our community. Of course, there's always more to be done, but this is sort of cementing where we've come from and where we are now, and that's to be commended. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Sadly, we're out of time already. Do you hate how quickly it goes?
I know, we didn't get to talk about
We
the other
barely
chapters.
scratched the
but-
surface. Yeah.
But it can be picked up at
Yes.
Brock Senior Center, which
Yes.
is in the Brock shopping area. And I actually have copies, so people can email me at tarchibald, there it is,
Which
at
is on the screen.
tru.ca, and
Okay.
I'll try to get copies to them.
Fantastic. Job well done, ladies.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thanks
quick-
for having
You're
us.
so welcome. Quick break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.